The heart of the deal. What you will learn from this story is how real influence grows when you speak to what people already care about. Author Marcus Reed, business storyteller. This is the story of a young manager who tried to push, then learned to pull, and finally watched an entire factory stand up and follow her lead. Maya Vega was 27 the day she landed in dusty Hondo, Texas, to run the oldest valve plant in the company. She walked in wearing pressed slacks and a smile that felt like armor. Inside, the air tasted of metal dust and old coffee. Eyes followed her, not welcoming, measuring. Her boss had warned her with a shrug. Quarters bleeding cash. Fix it fast. Use whatever force you need. Force, she thought, was exactly what had failed here for years. Maya had read Law 43 in Greene's book the night before her flight. Work on the hearts and minds of others. The line stayed in her head like a drumbeat. Hearts first, she told herself. Minds second. Orders last. Day two, she skipped the speech. Instead, she put on safety goggles and stood beside Ray, the welder whose work shirts always had scorch marks shaped like continents. Ray didn't look at her. His torch hissed. Sparks landed on Maya's sleeves. She didn't flinch. When Ray paused, she asked, "What slows you down the most?" He snorted. Folks upstairs buying cheap tips that melt every hour. Makes my beads ugly. She nodded, wrote it on a pocket notepad, and stayed for the full shift. That night, back in the neon-lit trailer that served as an office, she opened her laptop and ordered premium torch tips on the company card. Price triple what purchasing had approved before. She emailed no one. Maya simply left the new crates beside Ray's station before sunrise. The old man tested one, looked around for the catch, found none, and grinned. Word spread through the bays like steam. The new boss listens. The new boss delivers. Week 2, she met Lila in quality control. Quiet woman, kept color-coded charts taped to every wall. Maya asked, "If you could change one thing here, what would it be?" Lila whispered, "I'd put the measuring table near the parts, not in that corner. Saves steps, saves backs." Maya called maintenance that afternoon. They moved the table under Lila's direction. Productivity in QC jumped 12% the same week. The plant foreman, Cal, cornered her after the numbers came out. He'd been the voice of authority for 18 years. Cal spoke low, voice like gravel. "People say you're Santa Claus. What happens when the money runs out?" Maya met his stare, answered honestly, "I'm not handing toys. I'm trading respect for information. Information saves money." Cal considered, walked off unconvinced. Maya knew one win isn't a culture. She needed the swing shift, the doubters, the clock watchers. So she printed 2 large sheets. One showed customer complaints about late orders, illustrated as broken hearts. The other showed profit loss as dollar bills leaving a cracked safe. She taped them outside the cafeteria doors. Signed only, "Help me fix this. Ideas." By lunch, the papers were crowded with sticky notes. Operators suggested staggered breaks to keep machines running. An accountant scribbled a note to combine 2 truck routes. Even Cal added, "Rotate older machines, reduce downtime." Maya read every note aloud next morning over the PA, thanked each author by name. People straightened when they heard their own words echoing back. Still, the largest cost bled from scrap. 20% of castings failed X-ray inspection. The plant budget couldn't absorb that much waste another quarter. At home, Maya flipped Greene's chapter again. Discover what each person treasures and make your idea feel like their own path to it. What did they treasure? Security, pride, overtime pay that let them coach Little League, take wives to dinner, send kids to college. Friday, she called an all-hands meeting. She didn't stand on a platform. She walked the aisle with a cracked valve body, raised it high. "Meet my nightmare," she said. "We spent good hours making this, good hours melting it again." That's overtime walking out the door. She paused, let eyes meet faces. "Each of you can draw an extra 20 hours a week if we ship on time. I need your help designing a foolproof jig." She laid scrap pieces on tables, invited anyone to tinker. No engineers, no forms. Just welders, machinists, grinders, and curiosity. The room felt awkward until Ray wheeled a welding cart forward, bent a rod into a guide, clamped it, and ran a bead. Perfect pass. Applause rippled. By end of day, operators built 17 homemade jigs. Scrap dropped to 3% within a month. Corporate headquarters sent a single-line email. Miraculous. Explain methods. Maya typed back, then deleted before sending. How to explain that miracles are people given a reason to care. Quarter end arrived. The plant posted its first profit in 6 years. The regional vice president scheduled a visit. Maya expected praise. Instead, the VP landed with clipboards and consultants, ready to duplicate procedures top-down at sister plants. He addressed the crew from a podium, spoke of standardization and compliance. Eyes around the hall dimmed. Cal folded his arms, face stone. Maya felt the air go thin. That evening, she wrote a short memo. She listed every idea born on the floor, every name tagged to it. She recommended a bonus pool, not speeches. She sent copies to headquarters, but also pinned one on every bulletin board. Transparency felt safer than silence. Next week, headquarters ordered her to cut headcount by 12%, citing efficiency gains. Maya refused, offered a detailed plan to trim hours without layoffs instead. The VP responded with a 2-word email. Do it. Maya stared at the screen until the words blurred. She could obey and keep climbing. Or she could fight and maybe crash. She remembered Greene's line about seduction, not confrontation. She drafted one last appeal, not to strategy but to vanity. You've proved this model works in Hondo. Let me run it one more quarter, show headquarters how much money it can ship, then replicate a winning story instead of a painful one. She attached financial projections, but more importantly, she attached photos of workers holding the bonus checks they now counted on. The VP deferred the layoffs. Quarter 2 closed even stronger. Headquarters flew in reporters from an industry magazine. They wanted shots of the miracle plant. Maya let Ray and Lila give the tour. The reporters printed glowing quotes, not about machines, but about dignity. Corporate sent her a promotion letter, asked her to lead 3 plants. She negotiated one condition. Each plant must keep suggestion boards, worker-led improvement teams, and profit-sharing untouched. They agreed, mostly to keep the good press alive. Cal caught her in the parking lot on her last day in Hondo. He didn't say much, just pressed a polished brass valve tag into her hand. On the back he'd etched, "To the woman who worked here," and the date. Maya's throat tightened. She realized leadership isn't a title. It's the moment people choose to follow even when no one's watching. Years later, when Maya ran a division overseas, an executive asked her secret. She smiled, repeated the simple lesson she'd lived. Tell someone how your plan helps their kid ride a new bike, and they'll build the bike for you. Tell them only how it helps you, and they'll watch you pedal alone. Summary: Maya turned a failing factory around by replacing orders with invitations and fear with ownership. When we speak to what others already treasure, we don't push them forward. We unleash the forward pull inside them. That steady pull, shared across many hearts, is the quiet engine of lasting power.